So let's look at, do you need to look at page 1? And I'll tell you why you don't. Because we did that day where we looked at factoring and we did that decision tree. Now, if you don't know how to use the decision tree, I am very happy to sit with you and help you learn how to use that decision tree. I've been doing it with a lot of kids because it's really helpful. Yes. This one. Yes, yes. And I think it printed badly. Did it? Yeah, the M wasn't there. So let's do that.
Humberside. We are going to be practicing a lockdown.
Oh, sorry, you got to come in.
I repeat. We are going to be practicing a lockdown procedure.
Oh, shoot, I can't even teach.
Students in washrooms and halls should seek immediate shelter in the nearest classroom. Students in office spaces should shelter in place.
Do you have a key to this room? No, you don't.
When the lockdown existed, you will hear an announcement.
Thank you. I think it's an internal lockdown, so I don't think we need to. But folks, since it's a lockdown, you got to go. Everyone has to go against that wall. And folks, you cannot be on your phones, and you must be quiet. Yeah. No, the windows are fine. It's internal lockdown. Yeah, you can. Can you try to fix that, Quincy?
I don't think our classmates are allowed to
Oh, Katrusiu, ty mala idzie do innej kімнати. Okay, lights off. Did you do that? Okay. I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but. Okay.
This is not helping us.
No, we're not missing.
Maybe just like hold it. Oh.
See what I do for you folks.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So if it were a lockdown, folks, that wall is not, you want to be here, right? It's like in case anyone has access to this door, you don't want to be in the direct path of the door. Folks, just take this time to take some breaths, right? Clear your brain. No talking.
Thank you so much for participating in our lockdown procedures. Our lockdown practice is lifted. Reminders to teachers that during a lockdown practice, it is important to make sure that students are sitting up against the walls, away from windows, and reminders that during lockdown procedures, do not let people out of their classrooms or into the school.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks. So we're looking at this one. The GCF one. Pardon? Yes. So we're looking at the GCF one. Now, I know as GCF as soon as I see two variables and like these like crazy exponents, right? That don't make sense. So it's definitely common factoring. Now, I also will catch the common factoring because that's the first thing I do anytime I factor is I check for common factoring. So what is my common factor? 24, 16, 8. What do they all divide by? Yeah. They also divide by 4 and 2, but 8 is my greatest common factor. Then, if I am looking for k, I basically take the lowest exponent. 5, 2, 3, so it's going to be k2. And then for m, because each of them have an m, again, I just take the lowest exponent. I know on yours it doesn't say it. Just, yeah, you can just change it, draw it in, or whatever. Just watch what I'm doing. Okay, now, if I forget how to common factor, you do not, and oh, what did I forget, folks? Communication. Thank you, because this equals this. Now, this step here is skippable, but helpful if you're going to struggle factoring it out. So I write everything again. And then I'm going to divide it by the GCF. So this step is like, oh, that's what I'm doing. You're either doing it in your head or you're doing it on paper. Very important, don't forget to keep that common factor out front. It doesn't disappear We've pulled it out of the bracket. Okay, so now let's see what happens when we divide. 24 divided by 8, 3. K5 by K2 is K3, right? We're just subtracting. M6, M5 is just M. I'm not going to write M to the power of 1. Plus 16 divided by 8 is 2. Watch this. K squared and K squared cancel out. Okay? M10, M5 is going to be M5. What's the mistake that people will make dividing M5 by M10 by M5? Yeah. So if you write M2, what did you do with the exponents? You divided them. Okay, just be careful. That is a very common mistake and understandable. And then 8s cancel. K3 by K2 is K1, and that's it, right? The M5s cancel and the 8s cancel. And then I look inside the bracket and I'm like, can I continue factoring? So whatever I have left over, can I continue factoring it? I cannot. Okay? So I leave it. Okay, looking at page 2. So in this question, we are asked to solve the equation. Solve equation means find x. Solve means find x. Okay, or find x-intercept. And it says use the zero product property. So instead of y, we're going to set y equal to 0. And then we're going to factor this trinomial. Common factor first, so I can factor out the 2. And then I see that I have a simple trinomial, so it's one step and one step only. X minus 4, x minus 2. Don't copy this because the solutions are available. Just watch and listen. And then I'm not done because the question says solve. So when it says solve, I'm looking for the solutions, right? So I can say, oh yeah, this is when I go x minus 4 equals 0. Well, that means that x equals to 4. And then I take this second bracket and I say, okay, x minus 2 equals to 0. So the other solution is x equals 2. With a quadratic equation, you're going to have 2 solutions. Now, sometimes those solutions are identical, but you're going to have 2 solutions. Questions? Next, it says use the quadratic formula, right? Read the question. Use the quadratic formula. You're going to get the quadratic formula. Provide approximate solutions rounded to the nearest tenth. Folks, a lot of people struggled on finding approximate versus exact. Make sure you understand the difference. Okay, first step, I'll just get you started. Step 1 is to figure out what the A, B, and C is, right? And then I take the quadratic formula. Now in this case, which variable am I solving for? What am I finding? I'm finding x. Sometimes you have an equation that looks like this. 3d squared minus 4d plus 5. In this case, what am I solving for? D, right? Difference. Because if you said x equals, I would take a half mark off because you're actually solving for the wrong one. But in this case, we are solving for x. So we say, okay, x equals. And then we use the minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I'm not going to do this with you. You have the solutions. It's more important that you practice calculating it on your own, doing it on your own. Next, we've got word problems. Okay, I'll just get you started on one of them. The length of a rectangle is 5 more than the width. Okay, I'm going to definitely draw a picture. So I've got a width, and I've got that the length is 5 more than the width. I'm going to do a let statement that just talks, let W represent width and W plus 5 rep length. You could say L, but then somewhere you got to state that L is W plus 5. Okay, that's my let statement. Write the equation. So this comes from the second sentence. The total area is 155 millimeters squared. I'm talking about a rectangle. The area is length times width. I'm told that the total area is 155. I know that the length is width plus 5, and the width is W. You only want one variable because you only have one equation. Solve. Distribute the W. We're going to use the ZPP, folks. We are. We're going to bring the 155 to the other side. That's a W. How do I solve? You got two options. Option 1, factor. Option 2, quad formula. Okay? Did I tell you to round here? I did. Find the dimensions to the nearest hundredth of a millimeter. If you're rounding, are you factoring or quadratic formulaing? Quadratic formulaing, right? Because you're not going to get exact solutions. Okay, you can see what I did there. Okay, next. We've got similar triangles. I think we're good, right? Because we just did it. We've got a similar triangle word problem and another one. And then we've got SOHCAHTOA. And we've got an angle of depression question, angle of elevation question. That's it. So as you can see, there's no complex sine or cosine law questions on the culminating activity, right? If there's no completing the square, right? If it's not in this package, it's not on the culminating activity. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Is that helpful? So again, if you can do this booklet, you are good for the culminating. Okay? Make your reference sheet based on this. Excellent.